Breaking. China strengthens African ties with $28 million aid package to Burkina Faso in a significant development that underscores China's growing influence in West Africa. Beijing has announced a major financial commitment to Burkina Faso, marking a new chapter in Sino-African relations. The People's Republic of China has pledged approximately 17 billion CFA francs, equivalent to $28 million USD, in unconditional aid to support structural development projects in the West African nation. The landmark agreement was formalized today in a high-profile ceremony where Minister of Foreign Affairs Karamoko Jean-Marie TRAORE and Chinese Ambassador SHAN signed the historic donation agreement. This move comes as part of China's broader strategy to strengthen its diplomatic and economic presence in Africa, following commitments made during the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation, FOCAC, in Beijing last September. Strategic partnership and development goals. The aid package represents more than just financial assistance. It symbolizes a deepening strategic partnership between the two nations. Ambassador SHAN emphasized that this support reflects China's commitment to elevating bilateral relations to unprecedented levels. This project demonstrates the level of collaboration and strong friendship between the two countries, the ambassador stated during the signing ceremony. What makes this agreement particularly notable is its unconditional nature, allowing Burkina Faso to maintain autonomy in determining its development priorities. Minister TRAORE highlighted this aspect, stating, "This aid of 17 billion CFA francs will help finance major projects of national interest, identified based on our own priorities and aspirations." Implications for regional development. The timing of this agreement is particularly significant as it comes amid growing international interest in West Africa's development potential. China's investment in Burkina Faso represents a strategic move that could influence regional economic dynamics and potentially reshape traditional aid relationships in West Africa. This agreement marks a departure from conventional development aid models, as it emphasizes partnership rather than dependency. The unconditional nature of the aid package allows Burkina Faso to maintain sovereignty over its development agenda while benefiting from Chinese financial support. Broader context of China-Africa relations. This latest development is part of China's larger African engagement strategy, which has seen Beijing invest billions of dollars across the continent in recent years. The agreement with Burkina Faso follows a pattern of Chinese diplomatic and economic outreach in Africa, but with a notable emphasis on respecting national sovereignty and mutual benefit. The aid package announcement comes at a time when many African nations are seeking to diversify their international partnerships and secure funding for critical infrastructure projects. China's approach, which emphasizes no strings attached aid, presents an attractive alternative to traditional development assistance models. Economic and social impact. The 17 billion CFA franc aid package is expected to have significant implications for Burkina Faso's development trajectory. While specific projects have yet to be announced, the funds are likely to be directed toward critical infrastructure development, potentially including transportation infrastructure improvements, healthcare facility development, educational institution enhancement, agricultural modernization initiatives, technology and digital infrastructure development. Future prospects and challenges. As this partnership develops, both nations will face the task of ensuring effective implementation of funded projects. The success of this initiative could serve as a model for future China-Africa cooperation, potentially influencing how international development aid is structured and delivered across the continent. Minister TRAORE's statement that the decision by China and Burkina Faso to elevate their cooperation to a strategic level shows their shared commitment to a new model of partnership, suggests that both nations see this as a long-term strategic alignment rather than a one-off aid package. International reactions and implications. The international community is closely watching this development, as it represents another significant step in China's expanding influence in Africa. Traditional development partners of African nations are likely to take note of this evolving dynamic, potentially leading to a reassessment of their own approach to development cooperation in the region. Looking ahead, this agreement marks just the beginning of what both nations hope will be a long-term, mutually beneficial partnership. As projects funded by this aid package begin to materialize, their impact on Burkina Faso's development and the lives of its citizens will become clearer. The success of these initiatives could set important precedents for future international development cooperation in Africa. The significance of this agreement extends beyond its monetary value, representing a new chapter in South-South cooperation and potentially reshaping the landscape of international development assistance. As both nations move forward with implementing this agreement, the world will be watching to see how this model of partnership develops and what lessons it might offer for international development cooperation in the 21st century. Analysis: the recent 17 billion CFA franc aid agreement between China and Burkina Faso represents a pivotal moment in West African international relations. This development warrants careful analysis from multiple perspectives to understand its broader implications for global development cooperation. From an economic standpoint, this unconditional aid package introduces a new paradigm in development assistance. Unlike traditional aid models that often come with stringent conditions and oversight requirements, China's approach emphasizes recipient autonomy. This strategy not only provides Burkina Faso with greater flexibility in project implementation but also sets a precedent that could influence how future international aid is structured. The timing of this agreement is particularly noteworthy, coming shortly after the Forum on China-Africa Cooperation. It demonstrates China's commitment to converting diplomatic discussions into tangible action, potentially accelerating the pace of similar agreements across the African continent. This could catalyze a shift in the international development landscape, particularly in how African nations engage with global partners. However, the success of this partnership will largely depend on implementation. The key challenge lies in ensuring that the aid effectively translates into sustainable development projects that benefit the Burkinabe population. The absence of conditions, while providing flexibility, also places greater responsibility on local governance structures to maintain transparency and effectiveness in project execution. Critical ways stakeholders can engage: for development professionals. This is the moment to closely monitor and document the implementation of this unconditional aid model. Your expertise and observations can help shape understanding of how this approach impacts development outcomes. For policymakers, consider how this new model of partnership might influence your approach to international development cooperation. There's an opportunity to innovate and adapt current frameworks to better serve recipient nations while maintaining accountability. For civil society organizations, your role in ensuring transparency and community engagement becomes even more crucial. Focus on developing mechanisms to track project impacts and facilitate community participation in development decisions. For the international community, this partnership presents an opportunity to reassess traditional development assistance models. Engage in dialogue about how different approaches to aid can coexist and complement each other to achieve optimal development outcomes. The path forward requires active participation from all stakeholders to ensure this new model of development cooperation achieves its intended impact. Whether you're a development professional, policymaker, or engaged citizen, your involvement in monitoring, analyzing, and supporting transparent implementation will be crucial to the success of this and similar future initiatives. By taking action now, we can help shape a more effective and equitable model of international development cooperation that truly serves the needs of recipient nations while fostering genuine partnership and mutual respect. If you found this analysis of China's strategic investment in Burkina Faso informative, please take a moment to support our channel. Your engagement helps us continue bringing you in-depth coverage of important international developments and economic partnerships that shape our global landscape. Subscribe to our channel to stay updated on the latest developments in international relations, particularly focusing on emerging economic partnerships and development initiatives across Africa. By clicking the notification bell, you'll receive immediate updates when we release new analysis of significant diplomatic and economic events. Share your thoughts in the comments section below. What impact do you think this new model of unconditional aid will have on international development? How might this partnership between China and Burkina Faso influence similar agreements in the future? Your perspectives contribute to a broader understanding of these complex international relationships. If you found value in this analysis, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. This helps us reach more viewers interested in comprehensive coverage of international development and diplomatic relations. Thank you for being part of our community dedicated to understanding global partnerships and development initiatives. Your support enables us to continue providing thorough analysis of significant international developments.